Greetings friends, I am Dreyfusano and I welcome you back to a State of the Channel vlog for June. So, this was something that I promised to actually do about every 6 months so that you can at least see a small behind the scenes thing here in regards to me and what it is my plans are for the foreseeable future. Now, I guess you can tell here that I've really grown up my half beard. So, yeah, I just keep forgetting to shave. But, taking a quick look at my phone here. So I've released a couple of videos over the past year. I released a Happy New Year sort of card. I released my title card and my end card for the channel itself. My first State of the Channel vlog, my Mr. Smite's Improv episode 6, a short called And Now Ladies and Gentlemen, a Minecraft super tutorial, and a small video called Wolf Flight. Now, this is more for me, if anything, but I sort of feel like that I've dropped the ball, according to my last vlog that I did. Because I really wanted to get out a video at least once a week and everything, or at least once a month, and try to alternate between Mr. Smite's Improv and Machinimated Overwatches. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to actually do this, so that I'm still releasing proper content for everyone, and still just being true to my own personal standards that I'm fine with. And I don't want to necessarily bore you with any stresses or anything else that's from my personal life, so that I'm just giving you excuses why I'm not doing it and everything. I think this is just more for me, to just encourage myself to actually get more content out there. If you're a normal follower of me, you know that I've been doing a lot of streaming lately on twitch.tv/Dreyfusano. We've had a Wednesday stream of myself and one of my cast members, Mage, where we've been just doing some leveling and stuff. And of course, usually once a week, I will stream my Mr. Smite's Improv show. As of my recording this video, we're going to actually be in the Dark Moon Fair tomorrow and Saturday, because with the Dark Moon Fair, there are no guards or anything, and usually Horde and Alliance can go to the fair and have fun and not have to worry about that sort of thing. So I want to get Horde actually there watching the stream and everything, so we don't have to have like interpreters there. So there's that, and I've only released so many videos this year, and I feel like I could do a lot better of a job. I realize too that I'm a ways away from even getting the silver play button, but I feel like I have the mentality that I could at least get that. I don't necessarily expect to get the silver play button by the end of the year or anything, but I'm going to need to have some milestone so I can at least work my way up to that point in time. So, how do I go about doing that? I do have some short ideas. Here is really messy. Why can I not be official? I will be famous. I have a couple of short ideas that are sort of coming down the pipeline. I have 2 music videos that I want to actually dedicate to my mom, who passed away from breast cancer a couple of years ago. I've sort of been coming up with ideas to like give it that little oomph that I know that I can deliver in my content. So that's probably the only reason I haven't done that yet. I do have this other idea. I do have this other idea for a small mini-series called Dynamic Return. This is sort of an unofficial spin-off of Dynamic Action Team from Oxhorn. He was a Machinimator way back in the day that I'm sort of inspired by, and this is essentially going to spin off into my own thing. And just short answer here, this is essentially just sort of a time-leaping thing from WoW to Team Fortress 2 to some other games and stuff. And it's not going to be sort of an exact replica of his series, but I sort of want to parody him and sort of give it my own unique flair, as I'm known to do. And one thing I should mention is that one of the games that I'm going to be jumping into is Minecraft, and I was trying to actually set up a world for that, and my perseveration got the better of me, and it just sort of got out of hand. I'm still going to be using it, but this is just sort of my nature and everything that I'm still learning about myself. And I was meaning to actually streaming everything, but yeah, so, okay, won't bore you with the details, but just, that's one reason that series hasn't come out here yet. One thing I do want to mention here, too, about those shorts that I mentioned a few moments ago, is that there's Lol Flight and Lol Bladestorm, which were just two really quick shorts that came to my mind. And then also, ladies and gentlemen, now Melquiotus Dancing for No Reason. Those were the Melquiotus Dancing one came from one of my character intros for my alternate characters and everything. And I found it so fascinating that I wanted to actually just make it its own thing. So I thought it was just had that just a short appeal to it. So it's a short for what it is, and it's nothing too big. Make sure I keep myself in frame here. I'm generally not somebody that likes to follow just the latest trends or just the whole keeping up with the Joneses sort of a thing. I've tended to take up a philosophy of after the hype, where I take a look at things after the hype has essentially died down, and then try to put my own unique spin on everything. So that's essentially my quirk or my unique talent that I bring to my YouTube channel. So I'm most likely not going to be making any videos about fidget spinners or whatever is the latest meme that's out there and everything, unless it rings with me. As an example, I've apparently learned of two new videos or memes called Shooting Stars and The History of the World, I Guess. Shooting Stars was a bit of a unique meme in and of itself. And it was a pretty interesting song too, and it's actually given me some ideas about what it is I want to do. And then The History of the World, I guess, was sort of its own history lesson, but it had a lot of swearing in it. And going off of what it is I said here a couple of months ago, my channel, my personal content that I'm going to deliver will not have that ever in my content ever. I may occasionally do some collaborating with other people that might swear, and for that I really apologize if that's the case, but just for me personally, that's not something that I will ever do. But with this History of the World, I Guess video, one of my cast members, Swordinary, wanted me to actually make a machinima of that in the world of Azeroth. And I was watching the entire video all the way through, and it was funny for what it was, but just, it got repetitive. And just so repetitive that I'm not necessarily sure that I could replicate that in my own unique way. So I may change my mind here sometime in the future if I get up enough ideas to make that what it is, but which sort of is going to go into my next topic of Overwatch. I've recorded some footage of the last, the last event currently right now is the anniversary event as the recording of this video, and then the one previous to that was the Overwatch Uprising event. Now, I'm sure a lot of the current content creators would only want the latest and greatest out there and only focus on the newest thing. That's not necessarily something I'm going to do, because I've already learned that I tried recording some other videos earlier, but it never really panned out, and it's already earlier content and everything. So, if anything, I'm going to release an Overwatch Uprising video here within the next month or two, when I can get to it, and then also loot box unboxings. That's going to be sort of its own thing too, and I don't just want to just release videos of me opening up 50 loot boxes or something. I want to put my own unique twist to it. So currently right now, I'll probably put a link up here in just a moment, or an image. I currently have about 50 loot boxes actually saved up. Some from just standard Overwatch, some from the Chinese New Year event, and then some from the Uprising event as well. And I'm actually saving up a couple of anniversary loot boxes too, so it's going to be like a 4-for-1 sort of thing. And I'm going to give that a try here, see how that works, and probably release that maybe sort of half annually, depending on how many other Overwatch events actually do come out. So, yeah, I want to make this as unique as possible to me, so I'm not just copying, I'm not just becoming another PewDiePie or another Jesse Cox or something. I want to be unique to me. So, Overwatch is going to be its own thing, and I'm still going to do machinimated Overwatches when I do get proper ideas. And apparently the anniversary event actually released dances for all of the characters as well. So I'm going to look into actually getting those dances depending on how many credits I actually do get, and see what other random things I can come up with too. Now, with that said, and that out of the way, hopefully I can remember all the stuff I wanted to actually say here. There's two other things I want to mention. Is my Patreon, and then my Mr. Smites Improv with my shoutouts. With Patreon, as of my recording this video, I currently only have one patron right now. And that's sort of my own fault, that I probably haven't been releasing enough content to actually justify my my Don't Quit Your Day Job tier. So this is more for me, if anything, that I need to really get into high gear if I'm going to actually meet that goal of mine to actually be fully supported by Patreon by the end of 2017. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I'll just have to move that to being fully supported by 2018. And I want that to still be a thing and everything, and so I realize that I'm probably going to need to change up my prizes a little bit and my gifts so that it's encouraging enough for getting people into the Patreon itself. And I think with that too, for my Mr. Smites Improv streams, I found this program called Streamlabs, where essentially I can set up shoutouts, and people can leave me messages if they want, and then maybe donate $5 or $10 to me here and there. So I'm usually pretty self-sufficient for my own personal needs and everything. It's not like I'm just asking money to just get a Maserati or a Ferrari or anything, because I really don't need something like that. I'm trying to figure this out here too, where I want to be as transparent as I possibly can, so that that money coming into me is used for my own personal purposes, but not just that I'm buying just a solid gold chess set. So apparently the Streamlabs thing has this thing where I can put up a little ticker just on the bottom of the bar and everything, and just say donations for getting a new iPad, or for maybe a cruise or something. I'm going to test this out a little bit in my next few streams. I'm going to have something, I'm just going to have a little image like at the bottom of my screen and see if this works. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't want to make it seem like I'm selling out or anything, but I still want this to be a full-time thing so I can continue creating new content. And I do want to mention here too that I'm still going to have a bunch of streams. I'm still going to have free Mr. Smite's Improv streams as well. But eventually, what I'm going to do is actually, for one of my Patreon tiers, is actually set it up so only subscribers can see certain streams of mine. And I haven't necessarily decided how I want to go about doing that just yet, but that's eventually going to happen, and I haven't necessarily decided when I'm going to actually set that as to like a subscriber-only thing. So, and I'm going to make that announcement every single time I do one of those streams as well, that this is going to be a free stream for right now, but there will come a time that I am going to put it behind an actual subscriber thing. So I just want to set that expectation right now that I'm currently doing just free streams right now, so that I can at least build up my own fan base and everything. Come on. Okay. So just setting up my own fan base and doing all of that. So again, I am pretty self-sufficient for what it is that I need, but I could use a little extra help. And I don't want to make it seem like that I'm just begging you for money and just please just give me money just because. If you're going to donate money to me, come on. If you're going to donate money to me, do so because I entertained you. Do so because I legitimately made you laugh. And don't just do it just because I asked you to donate money to me. I'm not necessarily suffering. I'm not necessarily in a financial crisis or anything. I'm pretty self-sufficient. So I just want to put that out there, that if you donate to me, please do so because I entertained you, or if I made you smile or laugh or something. So got that. So Patreon, got my announcements and everything. If I get this video up before tomorrow, Mr. Smite's Improv will be at the Dark Moon Fair tomorrow and Saturday. Scusi. And one other idea that I had here too, this is more of a pipe dream, that I used to really like playing laser tag at a place called Laser Quest, where I sort of live by. And I enjoyed doing this so much that I had this weird idea of wanting to go around the US into Canada and to find all of the laser quests around there and sort of do like sort of a half documentary, half Discovery Channel sort of a thing. Sort of in the vein of like a really old Discovery Channel show called Man vs. Food. And just sort of taking in the laser quests there. And something I sort of wanted to branch out as well was getting like a GoPro and like sticking it on my forehead with like a bandana or strap, and sort of setting up a video series of sort of like a real life video game thing where you can see me actually playing laser tag. I'm not sure how well that's going to work because that is sort of a dark setting. But One of my other plans here, I'm not necessarily sure whether or not I am going to do this. I'm still going to have my main channel of Dryfusano, which is going to be Machinima and everything, but I wanted to set up a second channel for gaming and for doing my Let's Plays and everything. And then a third channel for vlogs and tutorials with just this sort of interaction here. And on that third channel would be this laser tag series, and I want to see how well that played out. So this is just me more pipe dreaming, if anything. And I realized that I'm probably not going to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It'd be nice if I could hit that, but I'm not going to make it my goal right now. But I'm going to actually work as hard as I can to make it seem like that is my goal. Let's see here. I think that was pretty much it. So please leave a like on this video if you did like it. If you have any other comments for me, if anything you want to specifically see from me, is please put that in the comments, and please keep your comments constructive and positive. If you troll my videos, or if you just give me negative feedback and just a lot of stuff, I will block your videos, or I will block your comments and everything, because I want this to be a family-friendly place, a constructive place where I can share my stuff that I'm most confident in. And one other thing I wanted to mention here too. Let's see, videos, Overwatch. I'm going to be figuring out a lot of this other stuff here too. So if I think of my other things, I'll probably just put this as an addendum to this video here. So I think I'm going to wrap this up here for right now. And I do want to honestly say thank you if you have been watching my content and been keeping up here with me. I'm pretty confident in my own skills as a YouTuber, at least as a budding one. But just, I can only get so far on my own merits. And I can only get so good if I'm not getting constant feedback and improving my editing and my skill sets and everything. And if it was just me here, I could only get so far. So the more people I can get watching me, I would really, really love that. And something I just remembered here too, I want to eventually set up some Machinima tutorials where I go through my pipeline and everything, sort of explaining how it is I go through my pipeline, how I do my editing and everything. And I want to set this up in such a way so that people with zero experience could essentially come to my videos, learn how to make Machinima, and then maybe turn into the next Oxhorn, or Slightly Impressive, or Wild Krendor, Nixium, or Mooclucking, or any of those other Machinimators. There aren't a lot of Machinimators out there right now, and so I want to set up something that I like to call the Machinima Renaissance, and just start getting more and more Machinima out there. Even if it is in Source Filmmaker or stuff like that. That is just what it is I want to actually get set up. Okay, so I think that was the last thing I wanted to actually cover here. So for this here, again, thank you very much for all of your support so far. It really means a lot to me where people can come to my Mr. Smite's Improv shows and actually legitimately laugh. I'm dead serious when I say those shows are little stress relief for me. If I can make somebody really, really laugh, or get somebody to just enjoy our shows, then this will make my week all the more worth it. And just imagine if I could keep that going with more videos and more content, then I would be a happy Zenosian. But I'm going to leave it off at that for right now. So again, thank you, and I am Dryfusano, and until next time, be you, be yourself.